Hello everyone. So this is the video lesson 43 and here we are discussing about the double slit Fraunhofer diffraction. Okay, so we discussed the figure and we discussed the resultant amplitude at any point on the screen, and then after we obtain the expression for the resultant intensity. Okay, so the resultant intensity is given by this formula. Here, the keen observation of this expression realizes us that there are basically two terms. The first bracket term is basically the single slit diffraction term. This is the intensity due to the single slit diffraction, while the second term is the interference term. Okay, so in the double slit diffraction, there is a interference and diffraction simultaneously. Okay, so now let's discuss these two terms one by one and try to find out the maxima and minima condition separately, and then after we combine everything else, and then after we discuss the combined result on the screen. Okay, so this is the intensity due to the single slit. Okay, so in last video lesson we discussed the minimum point. Minimum is obtained when beta is equal to plus minus n pi. Okay, the minimum intensity is given by when sin beta is equal to 0. Sin beta is equal to 0 give the beta is equal to plus minus n pi, and by putting the value of beta we obtain an equation which satisfied by all the minima. That equation is E sin theta is equal to plus minus n lambda. Here n is equal to plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, and so on. But never n is equal to 0, because if we put n is equal to 0 in this equation, then it will give theta is equal to 0, but theta is equal to 0 is the direction of the central maxima. Okay, so these are the equation for the minima. Okay, so this figure is already discussed in the last video lessons, where we try to put the angles of the minima, the beta values. Here you can see that the first minima is at pi, then after 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. Okay, beta is equal to plus minus n pi. So plus for the right side and minus for the left side. Okay, so these are the minima. Now let's see the maxima of the single slit. There are two types of the maxima. One is the central maxima, other is the secondary maxima. So if you can remember the last derivation, we differentiate the intensity of the single slit diffraction. Okay, and then after we obtain the equation. The equation was the beta is equal to tan beta. We plot the graph and try to find out the intersection point. Okay, the approximate value of the intersections of the two graph y is equal to beta and y is equal to tan beta gives us the values 0, plus minus 3 pi, plus minus 5 pi, like that. Here beta is equal to 0 is the theta is equal to 0, and beta is equal to gives the central maximum point, while the other beta values gives us the position of other maximas on the either side of the central maxima. These other maximas are known as the secondary maxima. Okay, so the equation of the central maxima is the theta is equal to 0, while the equation of the secondary maxima, okay, the equation for the secondary maxima, the general equation written from this equation, is given by beta plus minus twice n plus 1 pi by 2. If you put the value of beta, you can write this equation. So this is the equation. This is the equation which is satisfied by all the maximum point on the screen. Okay, here n is equal to plus minus 1, 2, 3, and like that. Okay, so here you can again see the maximum point. The first maxima is obtained at beta is equal to 0. This is known as the central maxima. The first maxima is at beta is equal to 0. This is known as the central maxima. And then after the nearby maxima to the central maxima is at plus 3 pi by 2. Okay, so the next one is the first secondary maxima. this is at plus 3 pi by 2, then after plus 5 pi by 2, and so on. This is the point of plus 7 pi by 2, and similarly with the negative sign on the left hand side of the central maxima, there are the identical pattern on the both side. Okay, so we all the things are already discussed in the previous video lesson. Okay, now let's come on the second part of the intensity term, which is the cos square alpha term. Okay, so this is the term of the interference intensity. Okay, so basically this is the cos square alpha graph. You know well the cos square alpha graph. So this is, I try to plot the cos square alpha graph. So it is I alpha graph with all the negative sign with positive because of the square value, and also there is a plus pi by 2 phase with the sine alpha graph. So this graph is like that. Okay, now let's discuss the maxima and minima of these graphs. Okay, so the intensity is I equal to cos square alpha. So maximum, so first of all minima. Okay, so for the minimum value cos square alpha must be equal to 0. This will give alpha is equal to plus minus twice n plus 1 pi by 2 according to the trigonometrical equation. Here alpha is equal to is a constant, and by putting the value of alpha here, you may write sine theta, which is approximately equal to theta, because because theta is very small here. Okay, so theta is equal to plus minus this value. Here n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Obviously here plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. Okay, so by the help of this equation, you can find the position of all minimas in term of angle. Okay, in term of angle, and the angle is measured from the middle point of the opaque distance between the two slits S1 and S2. Okay, now let's see the maximum point. For the maximum intensity, the cos square alpha must be equal to 1. That's why alpha is equal to plus minus m pi. Okay, here m is also a integer value, and plus minus 1 plus minus 2 like that, and after putting the value sine theta is equal to plus minus m lambda upon E plus D. Okay, so here it is clear that the angular separation between any two consecutive maxima and minima is always lambda upon E plus T. So you can find out the angular separation. Okay, this is the angular separation. You must read this formula in the 10 plus 2 level. Okay, so the fringe width is also the same. It is d lambda upon twice d. Okay, hence there are equidistant dark and bright fringes. So this is the nature of interference due to the double slit. So here I try to plot again the same pattern. So these all are the cos square alpha pattern. So this is the intensity versus alpha graph. Okay, so the maximum point are obtained as pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, because alpha is equal to plus minus n pi. Okay, so all these are the maximum value. However, the minimas can be given by the other equation. So this expression gives the variation of intensity on the screen due to cos square alpha. Okay, so in double slit diffraction, Fraunhofer diffraction, basically there are two effects. One is the diffraction effect, one is the diffraction due to the single slit, and other effect is the interference. So the final intensity is the resultant combination of these two intensity, and the results are very unique and interesting also. Okay, so we discuss the other results in our next video lesson. Thank you.